And we are underway. Montana comes up with it to get things started here this afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us here on ESPN+. Whitney down low looking for Sawyer. Misses everything, and Brayden Parker able to pick up the rebound for Idaho State. Parker had 17 points in limited minutes Thursday for Idaho State. Got into foul trouble early. Idaho State hoping to see more of Brayden Parker here in this first half. He'll take the three. Back iron, no good. Rebound up for grabs. Malik Arrington gets the offensive rebound, gets the bucket, and the foul. Short, rebound grabbed by Thomas. Whitney, angle left for the Grizz, guarded by Tomley. Sawyer posting up, Parker. And he gets it to go down. That should be a pretty fun matchup to keep an eye on this afternoon. Tajon Sawyer and Brayden Parker, a couple of 6'8" bigs going at it. Nearly stolen by Moody, but Griffin able to hang on to it for Idaho State. Huey now on the right elbow. Hands it off to Arrington. He'll back it out, back down to Huey. Posting up Thomas. Puts it up, misses everything. Offensive rebound up for grabs, and Parker unable to track it down. Hit the line, went out of bounds, so it will be Montana basketball. Whitney. That's going to be out of bounds off of Tomley. So he's able to get a foot in the way. So the Grizz will inbound it underneath their own basket. Brandon Whitney lobs it down to Sawyer. Over to Vasquez. Vasquez. Guarded by Griffin. Down low. Here's Deshaun Thomas. Puts up the one-handed shot and gets it to drop. Deshaun Thomas with the buckets. Started all 31 games for Montana last year. Gives them a 2-point lead here early on. Arrington down low. Now here's Parker working on Sawyer. Back to Griffin. 2-man game with cross court. Tomley in and out. That fadeaway three not able to drop. Thomas gets the rebound. Now here's Whitney into the paint. He'll have to back it out. Thomas looking for some help. Gets over to Moody. Down low. Sawyer working on Parker. Gets it to Moody. Sets a screen. Vasquez. 8 on the shot clock. Down low now. Sawyer puts it up. No good. Rebound. Parker secures it for the Bengals. Both teams kind of feeling each other out here in the early moments. Tomley trying to use the Parker screen, but well defended by the Grizzlies. Here's Huey trying to bounce pass underneath, and it's going to be a kicking call against Tajon Sawyer. So to put the shot clock back to 20 for the Bengals. Idaho State trying to snap a 4-game losing streak against an opponent that's been traditionally and historically tough for them to crack. Parker back to Huey for three. Excuse me, that's Griffin. Isaiah Griffin buries it from deep. Bengals with the lead, 5-4. Thomas drives, pops. May have been blocked partially by Huey as Parker picks up the rebound for Idaho State. Arrington thought about trying to thread the needle down to Huey, thought better of it. He's going to slow it down, and they're going to set something up. Here's Griffin. Down low, Parker working on Sawyer. Puts it on the floor, backs his way up. Griffin for three. No, rebound Thomas. (5-4) here early on. Idaho State, Montana. Sawyer, good. Little push shot there, a couple feet away for Sawyer. He battles with Parker down low. Sawyer now 4 points. So the Grizz lead 6-5. Down low, Huey. Working on Thomas. Works his way into the paint and able to get it to drop. Nice. Moves down low in the paint for Kyrie Huey. The Bengals back up by a point. So back and forth action here early on. Both teams showing off the post-up game. Here's a jump shot by Moody. Anan Moody. All Big Sky second team selection. All tournament team a year ago. It's his first points of the afternoon for the Grizz. They're up 8-5. 15 to go here in this first half. Pretty smooth game here so far. Just one whistle. Here's Huey. Can't get it to drop. Rebound ripped out of the air by Deshaun Thomas. Whitney pushing it ahead. It's into the paint. Finds the space. Lays it in. Nice patience there by Brandon Whitney. To just wait for the bodies to kind of find a place and then found the empty space to lay it in off the glass. 10-7 now, Grizzlies on top. Huey, he'll back it in. And he traveled. Well, TC San Francisco before transferring to Montana, getting his first start for the Grizz. It's in a pretty good battle down low with Brayden Parker, which should be fun to watch for this afternoon. Right now, here's Vasquez with it for Montana. Whitney, back to Vasquez. Whitney. Moody slices his way through a couple of Bengals. Working around, here's Thomas for a corner three, no good. Rebound grabbed by A.J. Bergen, who's checked in for Idaho State. Griffin down low, Huey. Back it up, here comes a double team. Working it around, straight away, Griffin now. Lobs it down low, looking for Parker. Guarded by Sawyer. Back iron, no good. Rebound grabbed by Deshaun Thomas. Deshaun Thomas working the boards early for Montana. 5 rebounds for him as Parker tracks down that miss. He's doing a lot of the rebounding work for Idaho State. That's his 4th. Parker now straight away. Looking for some help. Gets it to Arrington. Angle left. Down low. Griffin tries to go baseline. Strong move. Partially blocked, I think, by Josh Vasquez. Now here comes the Grizzlies. Brandon Whitney. Back to Vasquez. Thought about a long three. Instead, they working around now. Here's Johnson wide open. Underneath for the easy lay-in. Tajon Sawyer. Nice ball movement there by Montana to set up the easy lay-in for Sawyer. He leads Montana with 6 points. Let's go along with his first start. And he gets the loose ball there as Parker couldn't handle the pass. Moody's going to slow things down. Look it over to Thomas. Now it's Whitney. Corner three, short. Rebound makes it all the way back to Thomas. And so another possession here for Montana. Seven on the shot clock. Push shot, no good. Goes off to the right. Rebound grabbed by Griffin. Arrington down low. Parker on the block. He'll put it on the floor. Goes up strong. Push shot. Back iron, no good. Rebound secured by Moody. Bengals shooting just 3 for 11 here early on. They struggled out of the shoot Thursday night against Montana State. And that's going to be a turnover, and that'll take us to our next timeout. 5 point. Idaho State just 1 for 4 from deep. 12-7, Montana on top of Idaho State. Grizzlies 7-5 on the year. Idaho State 4-8, both 0-1 in the Big Sky, looking to get that first conference win here early on in the Big Sky slate. Arrington, angle left. Comes out to center, gets it over to Trent Johnson, who's checked in for Idaho State. Tries to set the screen for Tomley. Johnson for 3, back iron, no good. Rebound secured by Brandon Whitney. Moody tries the scoop pass, but it's stolen away by Tomley. He got in the passing lane to prevent the wraparound pass. Nice idea by Moody, but the Bengals were on top of it. Johnson gets it over to Tomley, angle left, tries to go baseline, step back, jumper, good! Miguel Tomley with the baseline jumper. Tomley's first points of the night. Harrington's going to get called for the fouls. He tried to swoop in, and Jordan Williams will inbound. Whitney down low for Blake Jones, who's checked in, the Australian. Going up against Huey, hands it off, give and go, good! Blake Jones with a layup on a nice pick and roll play by the Grizzlies. That puts them up by 5. Huey now working on Jones, backing his way in. Too strong on the layup. So misses the rim and secured on the rebound by Jackson Knapp, who's checked in. Baseline drive, good, and one. Short on the shot. Parker secures the rebound. Parker wants it down low, working on Jones. Instead, it's going to go to Bergen. Angle left. Down low, hits a cutting Tomley. Stops, pops in the paint. Back iron, no good. And the rebound is going to be... Bengals now just 4 for 15, 27%. They've only made one of their last 8. Jones on the elbow, hands it back to Vasquez. Josh Vasquez uses the Jones screen. Finds a little bit of space. Just kisses the front rim on the shot. Goes straight down, and Bergen secures it for Idaho State. A.J. Bergen, angle right, comes over to Griffin. Down low, Parker. Brayden Parker on the lay-in on the nice lob pass there from Griffin. Parker now with 2 points. Too high off the glass there from Williams. Griffin gets the rebound for Idaho State. Pushes it, gets it to go down. Isaiah Griffin showing the aggression, able to get it to go in. And that's going to force Travis DeCure and the Montana Grizzlies to call a time. Idaho State. And he's cut the lead for Montana down to 3. Here comes Brandon Whitney. On the elbow, Sawyer. Stolen away, Tomley able to get in the way of the pass. Brayden Parker, straight away, 3, yes! Brayden Parker! 7-0 run by Idaho State has us knotted up at 16, just over 8 to play here in the first half. Sawyer, nice play, Tajon Sawyer, able to get the athletic layup in around Brayden Parker. 8 points now for Sawyer. Griffin gets it over to Tomley, angle left. Parker wants it down low. Working on Sawyer, whips it around now. Griffin stops, pops, off to the right, rebound secured by Whitney. Vasquez down low, looking for Sawyer. Quick pass. Here's Thomas. Whitney puts it up. Good. Brandon Whitney with that bucket now has 1,000 career points for Montana. He needed 3 coming in. He's now the 36th member of the Grizzlies 1K club. So congratulations to Brandon Whitney. He has his team up by 4. Arrington backing his way into the paint, puts up the push shot, bounces around, rebound still up for grabs. Griffin secures it for Idaho State. So another possession for the Bengals on the offensive board by Griffin. Parker for three. Drills it right in front of the Montana bench. Brayden Parker. He now has 8 points to go along with his 5 rebounds. And it's a 1-point lead for Montana. Whitney stops, pops, and draws the foul against Tomley as Whitney buries them both. 6 points now for Whitney, the newest member of the 1,000-point club for Montana. And he pushes the lead up to 3. Here's Arrington. Parker flips out to Tomley. He'll bring it out, angle right. Griffin with it. Huey wants it down on the block. One-on-one, has to give it up. Gets it to Tomley, 5 on the shot clock. Bengals have to get a shot off. Tomley, up and under, but they're going to say he traveled. He's just trying to find some space, trying to get Whitney out of the way so he could get the shot off as the clock was winding down and shuffled his feet in the process. So turnover for Idaho State. Whitney uses the screen. Double team, nowhere to go, hits the deck. Bengals want a travel. Instead, it's going to be a jump ball. And the possession arrow does favor Idaho State. So the 6 left to go. 22-19. Grizzlies led by as many as 7. But it's been pretty tight the whole way so far. Arrington. Straightaway Parker. Corner, Bergen, 3. In and out. Rebound picked up by Sawyer. Gets it ahead to Whitney. Whitney. Pull it back out. Flips it over to Thomas. Thomas back to Whitney. Sawyer wants it down low. Working on Parker. Backs his way into the paint. Puts up the shot and rattles in. Tajon Sawyer working the paint. He has 10 points now to lead Montana, and they've built it back up to a 5-point lead. Just under 5 to play here in the first half. Arrington, angle left. Parker trying to work down low. He wants it. Gets it down to Parker. Working on Sawyer. Arrington, 3. Good. Malik Arrington trains the straightaway 3. 5 points for Arrington. Grizzlies now by 2. Here's Deshaun Thomas. Back over to Whitney. Whitney. And we have a whistle away from the play. Called for the foul. And I think he's getting his face checked out to make sure he's not bleeding. Nearly stolen on the inbound as Huey got a hand on it, but the Grizzlies able to hang on to it. Whitney uses the screen from Thomas. Back to Deshaun Thomas. Wide open 3. Back iron, no good. Rebound. Scooping in to get it is Griffin for Idaho State. Huey stops. Lobs it down low. Looking for Parker. Working on Thomas. Parker puts up the push shot. Good. Brayden Parker's got into double digits. His 10th point. We're all knotted up at 24. Just under 4 to play here in the first half. Sawyer, again, working on Parker. That's been the matchup tonight. Those two have been going at it like a couple of heavyweight boxers. Each of them leading their teams with 10 points. 7 on the shot clock. Driving, Whitney stops. Thomas blocked by Huey. And it's going to be out of bounds off of Idaho State with 0.8 seconds. Looking to rebuild it here. 0.8 on the shot clock. Tries to lob it, and that'll do it. It's stolen. Bengals able to get possession before the shot clock went off, so here they go. Parker for 3. Parker for the lead. Brayden Parker. An 8-0 run for the Bengals. Have them up by 3. Brayden Parker, 13 points. Knapp gets it over to Whitney. Moody stops, pops, glass, no good, rebound, snagged over, still up for grabs. And it's going to be a jump ball. And the possession arrow will keep it with the Grizzlies. foul before that as Isaiah Griffin went up to go and grab it initially. Either way, it's the Grizzlies ball, 17 on the shot clock. Whitney with the drive and the buckets. Brandon Whitney. His 8th point. Griffin. And we have a foul away from the... See him down low. A little shove in the back as he's working down low defensively. Stolen on the inbound by Whitney. Coast to coast. Whitney with a great play to get the steal, and he finishes it on the other end. And he now has 10 points, and that puts the Grizz back up by a point. Just over 2 to play here in this first half. Another steal. This time, Jackson Knapp's going to throw it down with 2 hands. Back-to-back steals, back-to-back fast breaks, and Coach Ryan Looney needs a timeout. The Grizz turning defense into offense. Now up by 3 with just over 2 minutes to play. Comley, Bergen, Huey, Griffin, Parker on the floor for the Bengals. Williams, Knapp, Moody, Whitney, Thomas on the floor for the Grizz. Arrington, angle right. Here comes a screen from Parker. Gets it to Parker, stops, pops, 3, banks it in! Brayden Parker using the glass to tie it up at 30. 16 points now for Parker here in this first half. Deshaun Thomas answers with a 3 of his own. That puts the Grizz back up by 3. Both these teams lighted up as of late. Each of them have made their last 4 shots. Huey down low working on Knapp. Backing his way into the basket. Goes up strong, gets the bucket, and Huey ties it up as he sinks the free throw. Just over a minute to play. Blocked away by Johnson. Sawyer couldn't fight through the double team. Now here's Arrington. Huey. Is it to Tomley? Needs some help as he picked up his dribble. Gets it to Johnson. Down low to Arrington. Arrington. Johnson. Baseline. Wraps around. Huey puts it up good. Kyrie Huey. Drops it in from Johnson. And the Bengals are back up by 2. Whitney swatted away by Huey. Let's go. Whitney trying to inbound it for the Grizz. Backing out, Vasquez. Shot clock at 10. Game clock at 20. Johnson. Whitney. Vasquez will take a deep 3. Off to the side. Rebound offensive by Thomas. So now the Grizz can play for the final shot. 7 on the clock. Whitney drives and finger rolls it in for the tie. One last chance. Good if it goes. No. What a half. Second half all tied up at 35. Parker. Griffin. Parker. Going strong to the hoop, finds some space and lays it in. Brayden Parker picking up right where he left off. Gets the first bucket of the second half. He now has 18. Bengals up by 2. And he's going to pick up his first foul there as he bumps on and Whitney. Hands it off to Moody. Back to Whitney. Moody, guarded by Parker. Moody finds some space, launches a 3 short. Rebound, ripped out of the air by Kyrie Huey. He's able to keep Tajon Sawyer off of it to get the board. Here's Griffin now. Now here's Huey. And he traveled. So he was trying to post up Sawyer. So the turnover will give the ball to the Grizzlies. Thomas over to Moody. Vasquez stops in the paint, whips it around. Deshaun Thomas hits the three. 8 points now for Thomas. That puts the Grizz back up by a point. Parker now, down low, working on Sawyer. Backs his way in, Moody offering support, and Parker just dribbled it off his leg. Sawyer able to give him enough resistance that Parker lost control of it and dribbled it off his foot out of bounds. Whitney. Wide open three, Sawyer. No, bounces off. Tomley sneaks in to get the rebound. Lobbing it. Parker underneath. No, gets his own rebound though. Flips it out to Arrington. So another possession here for the Bengals. Right back to Parker. Great position and gets it to go this time. Brayden Parker keeping it alive on the offensive rebound and earned a second chance and got his 20th point of the night. Bengals up by 1. Moody. Thomas runs it to a wall, flips it over to Sawyer. He can't get it to drop. Another rebound there by Huey. Arrington down low, back to Parker. Nice cut by Miguel Tomley. Couldn't get it to drop, but will earn a chance. British Columbia nails the second. Bengals up by 3 now. It's the largest lead the Bengals have had is 3. Where it stands now. Grizzlies led by as much as 7 in that first half. Vasquez. Whitney stops at the elbow, gets it back to Johnson. Whitney tries to get it back to Johnson, too strong. Arrington there to pick it up and throw it down. Malik Arrington takes advantage of the errant pass and lights up this region crowd. Bengals up by 5, their biggest lead of the night. Big answer there from Deshaun Thomas. He drops in the 3. He now has 11 points. He has all 3 of Montana's 3-pointers. Parker, he'll take a 3. Well, short. Vasquez picks up the rebound, leading the charge now here for the Grizzlies. He'll slow down, get it to Moody. Drives. Tries to challenge Brayden Parker. And that is a tight game like this later. Right now, not many free throw attempts, as there haven't been many whistles in this game. Arrington loses the ball, picked up by Moody. Can't get it to drop, though, and it's going to be out of bounds off of Whitney. Stops into the paint, goes up strong, short on the shot. Rebound secured by Sawyer. Big offensive rebound, and free throws coming as Deshaun Thomas ends. He knocks it in to tie it up. 12 points tonight for, make that 13 points for Thomas. Griffin, guarded by Knapp. Tomley, a little too close to Parker. Has to back it up so he can drop it down to Parker. Whips it around. Arrington, 4 on the shot clock. Arrington for 3. No, goes off to the side. Offensive rebound secured by Griffin. Comes right back to it. Blocked by the Grizzlies. And finally, Thomas is able to secure the rebound for Montana. Step back straight away now. Whitney stops at the right elbow, pops, front of the rim, no, and a loose ball foul on the rebound. So Whitney will inbound it. Lobs it down to Sawyer. Knapp with it, straight away. Works it over to Whitney. Whitney uses the Thomas screen, back to Thomas, back to Whitney. Drives in the paint, in the corner. Williams drives on the shot clock. No good. Rebound back to Williams, and he's able to put it back. Arrington hit the deck. Bengals wanted a foul call, but instead Williams sticking with it. Now a 7-0 run has the Grizzlies up by 2. Tomley, angle left. Dropping it down low. Parker. Guarded by Thomas, back on its way in. Knapp providing some support. Nice, up and under. Brayden Parker pulling out the Hakeem Dream Shake to tie it up at 45. 22 points for Brayden Parker. And a two-handed jam in response. Tajon Sawyer with authority throwing down his 12 points. He just got great position, and then there was no stopping him once he got to that point. It's been quite the fun battle between Sawyer and Parker. Sawyer now with 12 points. And the foul's going to... So A.J. Bergen, who just checked in for Idaho State, will inbound it. We'll go back to Griffin. We'll drop it down to Arrington, guarded by Williams. Just over 13 to play. Montana up by 2. And that'll be off of the foot of Whitney. It will stay with Idaho State. 11 on the shot clock. Well, they're going to say a kicking violation, so that'll put the shot clock back up to 20. No, they're going to put it back to 11. So it will be 11. No, they're ruling no kicking violation. They said it was just thrown off his foot. Now, by rule, there has to be a distinct kicking motion for it to be a kicking violation. You just can't throw it off a guy's foot and get the kicking violation call. Bergen creates some space, long two, off to the side, no good. Rebound secured by Deshaun Thomas, pushing ahead. Whitney, Knapp, down low. Now here's Williams on the baseline. He'll bring it into the paint. Flips it back to Thomas for 3, no good. Rebound collected by Griffin. Arrington. Bergen. They work it around now. Griffin uses the Parker screen back down low to Parker, and it's going to be out of bounds off a Grizzly. So it will stay with Idaho State, 10 on the shot clock. 12 and a half to go here in the second half. Opening week of Big Sky play. Both these teams coming up short in the Big Sky openers on Thursday, looking to get that first conference win. Bergen, step back, 3, short, rebound. Whitney pushing it ahead. Knapp can't get it to go. Couple of offensive rebounds, and Deshaun Thomas finally finishes it up. Bodies go flying everywhere on the quick play. Now the Grizzlies have worked up to a 4-point lead. Down low, Parker. Cross court, Griffin, 3, good! Isaiah Griffin. One-point lead now. Sawyer loses it. Arrington on the run for the Bengals. Back to the back. Huey, no, and that's going to be a foul. This match in a season high for him as he hits another free throw. And the Bengals are back up by a point. And now Idaho State putting a little bit of pressure here. Moody gets it back to Whitney. Working around Vasquez. Moody. And the zone defense now being employed by the Bengals. Vasquez gets it into the paint. Thomas works it around. Williams just gets it in on the nice lay-in as the shot clock was winding down. So good patience by the Grizzlies to work it around and get the shot they needed to get around that zone. Now they're up by a 1. Griffin. Guarded by Moody, backs it out. Huey, as they work it around. Here's Tomley now. Uses the Huey screen. Stops, pops. Back iron, no good. Rebound, grabbed by Jordan Williams. Three, Moody, good. On and Moody. Drops it in for the Grizz. Now they're up by 4. Montana's made their last 3 shots. Arrington, strong to the hoop, gets it to go down. Malik Arrington, the sophomore from Auburn, Washington. Goes strong to the hoop. He has 9 points. We're halfway through this second half. It's been an exciting back and forth game. Kind of stuck in no man's land and able to get it to go down is Brandon Whitney. He was stuck in the middle of the paint, picked up his dribble and just was able to get it over the defender and get it to drop. Tomley baseline, whips it. Griffin, he'll back it out. Huey wants it underneath. Huey working on Thomas. Great position, and Kyrie Huey. Once he got that deep, he was not going to be denied. 11 points now for Huey. Whitney, here comes the screen. They switch, and a defensive lapse by Idaho State left Brandon Whitney with nothing but wide open spaces to get the easy lay-in. Grizzlies now up by 4. 16 points for Whitney. Griffin on the elbow for Huey. Over to Tomley. Tries to use a screen instead. Comes baseline. Up strong. Misses everything. Rebound still up for grabs. And it's tracked down by Brandon Whitney. Whitney will now push ahead for Montana. Finds an opening. Drives. Back iron. No good. Griffin. It's turned into a track meet. Back and forth. Griffin. He'll go to the hoop. No, he'll stop. Kicks it out. Arrington for 3. Back iron. No good. Whitney skies up and gets another rebound. And now the Grizz will slow things down as we approach the 8-minute mark. 4-point lead for Montana. Bit of a torrid pace there for a few minutes. So we're going back and forth, up and down. Moody. Ball up for grabs. Who has it? And they're going to say Idaho State called a timeout. So Malik Arrington able to pick the pocket and then get the timeout called. So 30-second timeout. So every men's and women's basketball team in the Big Sky and Summit will be playing each other next week. There's going to be a trophy, a prize for the winner to hold on to. And some of the tiebreakers are pretty interesting. Point differential is a tiebreaker, but the tiebreaker after that, the commissioners of the 2 leagues are going to arm wrestle. I really hope that happens. That would be a lot of fun. Right now, we got an exciting 7:40 left to go. Wide open 3. Jordan Williams kisses the front of the rim. The rebound works its way all the way back to Whitney. So another possession here for Montana. 10 on the shot clock. Williams at the elbow. Drives high off the glass. Parker was there defensively, but a great job by Williams to just get it off the top of the glass to drop down. 6-point lead now for Montana. Williams with 8 points. Arrington, Griffin, Parker wants it down low, working on Thomas. Couple of defenders there, waiting for the double team. There's the double team. Arrington in the paint, puts up a wild shot, and it goes in. A home bounce there for Arrington. It dances off the rim for a little bit before dropping down. 11 points now for Arrington. He reaches double digits. Williams. Thomas. Back to Whitney. Whitney baseline. Cut off. Thomas for 3. Good. Deshaun Thomas. Buries the 3. 18 points now for Thomas. He's 4 for 7 from deep. a season high in three-pointers for Thomas. So he's pushed the lead back to 7. That matches the largest of the day for Montana. 6 to go here in the second half. Tomley, 4 on the shot clock. Has to do something. 2 on the shot clock. Puts it up. Back iron, no good. Offensive rebound. Nearly saved by Griffin, but Moody's there to swipe it up for the Grizzlies. Now a timeout call to calm things down. It's going to be Travis DeCure of prior to tonight. Montana right now in control with 5:38 left to go. Moody, guarded by Parker. Arrington picks him up. Working around. Thomas will hand over to Williams. Whitney backs it out. 6 on the shot clock. It's a running start. Puts it up. In front of the rim. No good. And it's going to go out of bounds to... And a turnover on Moody. Couldn't quite handle the inbound pass. So the Grizzlies give it right back to Idaho State. Parker gets through a couple of defenders, can't get it to drop though, and a big rebound there by Tajon Sawyer. Thomas, Whitney, angle right. It's Moody, good, on Moody, swinging around on the catch and shoot. 7 points now for Moody, and a 9-point lead for Montana. Bengals haven't scored in over 2 minutes. So Montana's pulled out to their largest lead. Griffin goes in strong, tries to work his way through a couple of, or before the shot. So instead of free throws, Bengals will inbound it. Arrington gets it to Huey, back to Arrington. Tomley will back it out. Here comes Parker to provide the screen. Work around Arrington. Huey posted up. Gets underneath. Puts it up. Takes a lap around the rim. Falls out. Huey gets his own rebound and draws the foul. From the field. Misses a second. And an offensive rebound by Bergen. So another possession. Tries to get it right back down to Parker. And Parker's unable to stay in bounds. Bengals tried to sneak 7, and it will be the Grizzlies basketball. Whitney on the elbow. Johnson gets it back to Whitney. Whitney up strong, good. Nice leaner, Brandon Whitney able to get it to drop. 10-point lead, largest of the game for Montana. Whitney now has 18 points. 3, Parker, short, may have been blocked. They're going to say no, it wasn't blocked. Now the referees are going to get together. And they're kind of, then another referee came and said, no, Grizzlies got a piece of that. That was a block, so it's going to be out of bounds to Idaho State. Tomley off the inbound, blocked by Sawyer. Whitney bringing it up now for the Grizzlies. Now a mismatch here down low as Tomley's trying to guard Sawyer, and 6'8" Tajon Sawyer is going to win that matchup. Probably 9 times out of 10, if not 10. 14 points now for Sawyer and 12-point lead for Montana as we're under 3 minutes to play. Grizzlies starting to pull away here late. Parker wants it down low. Bergen gets it to him. Gets it to Arrington. Right back to Parker. Good position. And fights off the double team to drop. Bit of pressure here now for the Bengals. Down by 10, 2.5 to go. Vasquez. Over to Whitney. Moody backs it up. Angle left now for Whitney. 8 on the shot clock. Straight away, 3. Good! Tajon Sawyer from deep. He now has 17 points. Making his first start of the season, and he's coming up big. That 17 points ties the season high for him. Huey up strong, gets the bucket and the foul. To play, they're going to have to make something happen if they're going to have a chance to get back into this. Vasquez with it. Here's the double team. Gets it over to Whitney. They break the press. Moody brings it across center court. Sawyer flips it over to Vasquez, and now they're working around the logo. Whitney on the Bengals' left ear. Drives into the paint, goes up strong, and gets it to drop. Whitney having a big game. That pushes the lead back to 12. 20 points for Whitney. That's a season high for him. Huey backing his way. Uses his length to get the shot over Sawyer. That puts it back. Trent Johnson standing in front of him. Gets it in. Whitney now is able to cross over, and he gets bumped by Malik Arrington. That's just the 4th team foul against Idaho State, so they still have a couple of fouls to give before they'll send Montana to the line. And here we go. Vasquez with Parker in front of him. Bounces it into Whitney. Stolen, but the Grizzlies able to get it back. Bengals able to get their hands on it momentarily. So we get under a minute now. Here's the steal. Griffin going strong, goes all the way, draws the foul. So he'll get 2. Montana looking to secure their 25th win in 26 games against Idaho State. In the closing minutes, Bengals fighting to the end. Vasquez with it, double team, backs it out. Moody loses it, gets it back, and a jump ball is going to be called, and the possession arrow goes to Montana. So there's going to be 6 on the shot clock. So the Grizz have 6 to get a shot off. And that's going to be stolen by Arrington. Got in the way and was able to slam the ball off of Moody to get the Bengals the ball. 28.3, so no shot clock. It's Ryan Looney coaching to the end. Sends Tomley in for Bergen. Sawyer's also going to take a seat. He's had a big night. And a foul called. Malik Arrington goes strong as far as the milestones and the numbers go. And Montana's going to pick up their first conference win as Moody gets ahead of the press and lays it in. He now has 9 points. Arrington, strong, no. Trent Johnson, rebound, yes. Trent Johnson gets on the scorebook with his bucket. And once again, Idaho State playing to the end. Bergen gets into the back of Moody, commits the foul. 5th team foul, so no free throws. First on Bergen. 8.1 left to go here on the clock. And another foul here called on Trent Johnson. So that'll be the 6th team foul against Idaho State. For the Grizz, they'll be hosting Northern Colorado on January 11th when they get back into conference play after next week's Big Sky Summit Challenge, and that'll be it. The final score here, 76